It's an alarming statistic. Did you know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for 15 to 35-year-olds? The Beacon Tree Foundation's mission is to provide education and funding to increase access to early intervention and treatment of children's mental health and substance abuse issues. They're hosting their 6th annual Trees of Hope fundraiser Saturday, April 29th, and you're invited. Joining us to tell us more are Tom Leahy, founder of Beacon Tree Foundation, and Ann Moss Rogers, the president. We welcome them back to our live show. It's great to see you both.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having us.
It's our pleasure. This is a critically important need in our community, in the Commonwealth for sure. And you and I were just getting caught up really briefly. Circumstances have changed for you substantially since we met last time, because this is so important to you. You have reconfigured your entire life.
I have. 22 months ago, I lost my son Charles to suicide. And I realized that I wasn't getting the passion back for my digital marketing company. So I ended up selling my partnership in January, and I'm pursuing mental health and suicide prevention full-time now.
And it is so important to have passionate ambassadors leading the cause like this, because you're really an advocate for so many voices that are unable to say anything or unwilling to talk about this.
Right, the stigma is still so strong. I mean, it's seen as a weakness when it's actually a disorder of the brain. So we're not treating it as the whole mental, physical health picture, and it should be. And we're ranked 49th here in Virginia for youth mental health, and that's pathetic.
Yeah, there's definitely work to be done. Tom, an event like this, the Trees of Hope, tell us about that and what that means.
Sure. Well, obviously it's about hope. We started Trees of Hope in Bird Park. We have a meditative garden there that we've built out for the public to use during the year. Prior to this year, we would gather there once a year in late April, early May to commemorate Children's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is May each year. It was an event that included youth participation in terms of music, and we have people there that would come and tell their stories and that sort of thing. So reflection and music. We've run out of space, weather being, a challenge. We decided that we would move the event because of the increasing number of people who wanted to participate. We're going to Lewis Ginter this year, which is wonderful. We're indoors. It's going to be a wonderful event. We have a lot of great young people there to perform, and some folks to really share some very moving stories.
And Ginter is certainly an inspiring place to be too. And you've partnered this year with VCU Health.
Yes, we have.
And that's really important.
That's huge. In fact, I'm excited too. We have the Richmond Symphony is sending a youth ensemble to participate this year too. So it's wonderful. And then we have Ramifications, which is a group of young people from VCU that are coming back this year. So very excited.
They were very popular last year.
A fantastic event. So of course everyone's invited to be a part of this.
Sure.
And Ann Moss, talk about being an ambassador, starting this conversation, continuing the conversation. The statistic we were sharing earlier is the #2 leading cause of death, ages 15 to 35. It's one of these things that without having that conversation and really starting to talk about signs or even then advancing to treatments, without that conversation, nothing's going to change.
Well, my son was actually crying for help, and he did so on social media. And I actually have the tweets that prove that, but it just isn't always in your wheelhouse as a parent. So I think a lot of times we need to know what those signs are, because people that are suffering from suicidal thoughts will send out something we call invitations, because they want to talk about it, they want to be asked. And because of the stigma, they're not always willing to speak up. And, we don't need to lose people because they can't speak up.
Or in that way, he was probably speaking volumes, and we didn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just not on your radar, because as a parent, you don't think my child's worst enemy is in their own head.
Right.
You think, oh, they can't get hit by a car. I don't want them to be abducted by a stranger. We don't think that we just don't think that way.
We're going to share some information. The Beacon Tree Foundation presents the 6th annual Trees of Hope fundraiser Saturday, April 29th at Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden, 1800 Lakeside Avenue. The event is from 6 to 9 p.m. To learn all about the Beacon Tree Foundation and the event, we'll post a link on our website by early this afternoon, WTVR.com/VTM.